Hi everybody, it's Michelle and welcome back to the Royal Daily Tea. I want to take a moment to thank all of you for your very sweet comments and well wishes. I really do appreciate that. I think I'm about 70-75% better, but we still have a little bit more to go, but I'm working for you guys to get some royal videos out to you, so please stay with me because they will be coming out very soon. But you guys, we have a lot of juicy royal daily tea to get through today, so you know what to do. Sit back and relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get into the royal daily tea. So Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, y'all, they just never fail to disappoint. They really do love to highlight their inept ability to form a real thought, and they don't know their left from their right. So this comes right after Meghan Markle's 3-day tour of Nigeria, where she has proclaimed herself their new princess. Now Harry and Meghan are facing major embarrassment as their nonprofit organization, Archewell Foundation, has been declared delinquent and non-operational. The California Attorney General issued a letter to the foundation declaring it delinquent after they failed to turn in their annual financial reports, as well as pay the renewal fee for the California Registry of Charities and Fundraisers. What? That is so embarrassing, especially since they have been in operation for 4.5 years. This is something that happens the same time every year. My question is, don't they have staff? Do they not have people? Or Archie and Lily running the foundation? How in the world does this happen? This is really bad. Talk about people not having confidence in Archewell Foundation with the fact that they had $13 million less in donations last year. Well, I think you just sealed the deal. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to be giving donations besides Harry and Meghan themselves to the Archewell Foundation. In my personal opinion, if you go back to my 2024 royal predictions, I do predict within the next 2 years or less, they're just going to give up on the Archewell Foundation. I do believe it's going to go belly up, bankrupt. They simply don't have any money. Maybe Harry and Meghan, y'all need to spend more than 1 hour a week doing the Lord's work. Perhaps you need another hour a week to do your paperwork. They literally shot back and said, "We paid our bill, the check is in the mail." Yes, they literally said the check is in the mail. So now they're claiming they made the payment, but it got lost in the post. Now, are we in 1970? Because I pay all of my bills online. I do my taxes, my rent, even my car registration. So you can't tell me that Harry and Meghan couldn't simply pay their bill online. To me, it sounds like they didn't have the money and they thought, you know, we'll just pay it when we get back from our Nigeria tour, where Meghan proclaims she's the new princess of the land and she's home in her country, and her narcissistic love tank gets full of all of this adoration that she so desperately needs. We'll take care of all those bills later. Well, the government doesn't play sweetheart, and they have pretty much said you cannot give out donations, nor can you receive donations. You are a non-operational nonprofit. This is really embarrassing, and this is not the first time that Harry and Meghan have had a major flub when it came to business paperwork. Back in March of 2020, when they first filed the trademark for the Archewell Foundation, they actually were rejected. And do you know why they were rejected? They were rejected rejected because one, the trademark was too vague. Even they were confused on what the heck does the Archewell Foundation do? And 4 years later, we still don't know. We're still confused as well. They also didn't pay the entire fee for the trademark at the time of the application. And here's the hilarious final part. They forgot to sign the application. That's right. They submitted a formal government trademark application without paying the entire fee and without signing it. This should tell you how dumb they really are and how they have absolutely no business running a nonprofit charity. Seriously, who doesn't sign an application? Now they're telling people the check's in the mail, they got lost in the mail. Oopsie, I guess we'll send out a check. Again, you can pay for that online. Now let's be honest here, a lot of people have lost faith in Harry and Meghan, especially the Archewell Foundation. It's confusing. We don't know what's for profit, what's not for profit. I believe they made a really big mistake naming their company and their nonprofit organization the same thing. You had Archewell Foundation, which was technically a nonprofit where they're supposed to help other people. Then you had Archewell Studios and Archewell Audio, Archewell Productions. It was very confusing. The lines were constantly blurred, and we never really knew what was for profit and what was for charity. And I believe that was their number one problem, was that the lines are always blurred. I mean, wasn't the Invictus game supposed to be a non-profit? Yet apparently they're getting paid money to do it, and they're putting it in their own pocket, and they're paying for Meghan's wardrobe, for their first class travel. Again, I'm very confused because I thought that was a non-profit organization, but Meghan and Harry are clearly profiting off of the veterans and the Invictus Games. So apparently last year they lost $13 million in donations because people don't want to give them their money. Now they're telling the entire world, we're a mess. We're a mess. We don't know how to do things. We don't know how to fill out paperwork. I mean, they do have an entire staff of people. They have accountants, they have tax attorneys. How in the world does something like this fall through the cracks where they come out with the old line, checks in the mail? I mean, that just sounds like a bunch of gobbledygook, and someone's head, y'all, is gonna roll. So to me, this is just a very embarrassing flub, and I do predict that Archewell Foundation is going to go belly up within the next 2 years or less. In my opinion, that is why they rebranded themselves Sussex.com, because even they know it's very confusing and the lines are blurred. And I think they're just going to get rid of the farce that they're actual humanitarians, that they really do want to do charity, because the Archewell Foundation really didn't do anything. All they did was piggyback off of other charities and then take credit for what the other charities did. So in my opinion, they just need to quit fooling themselves and just close the doors on Archewell Foundation. It was just there to make them look like they were humanitarians and that they were giving back. But we all know they don't really do anything. They don't give back. And the funny thing is, the people of Nigeria are realizing that Harry and Meghan came with empty wallets. They didn't even leave them a check. And if Harry and Meghan wanted to donate a check, they wouldn't be able to do so because they're delinquent. How embarrassing that Meghan Markle goes to Nigeria, builds herself up as this demigod to the people of Nigeria, and she can't even write them a check if she wanted to because she's delinquent. You just can't make this up. Now, while I was filming and editing today's video, a breaking story came out that is just strange and bizarre and pretty scary. The California Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom breaks from his work to defend Harry and Meghan's Archewell Foundation, stating that their foundation is in fact not delinquent. It was due to a, quote, clerical error. and they are in fact in good standing. As a matter of fact, he went on to praise them, saying they do extraordinary work. Now, this was during a planned press conference where he was there to talk about his brand new $3.3 billion investment in mental health. But instead, he got off topic and decided to defend, of all people, Harry and Meghan. So I'm wondering, what in the world are they doing? Are they all working on some kind of backdoor deal? Again, it's really, really creepy and weird how Harry and Meghan befriend all of these people in high places and get them to do their dirty work. So during his speech, Governor Gavin Newsom said, quote, "I just want folks to know that not only are they compliant, it was a technical paperwork issue that was wildly overhyped." Now, the letter was actually sent on May 3rd. It was public knowledge. I don't believe that the state would have put them in delinquency if they were not delinquent. Again, how did it get to the point where it's been almost 2 weeks and they still hadn't paid their bill? Now, according to Mail Online, they said the foundation fell into delinquency in the state of California, where it was registered in 2021 over a failure to pay a filing fee. It was also later alleged that the check was, quote, lost in the mail. However, new records show that the payment was delivered on schedule, but that was not processed. The reason is still unclear. It's called they didn't make their payment and they called in a friend to do them a favor. Now, a lot of people took to Twitter. They were very, very upset that the fact that the governor decided to spend his time defending Harry and Meghan and their foundation instead of talking about the state of California. He also said, "We have diligently investigated the situation and can confirm that the Archewell Foundation remains fully compliant and in good standing." He then went on to say that he doesn't know why the press is investigating and they pretty much need to stop investigating. Kind of sounds like a Harry and Meghan narrative. They're very much about mental health and, of course, suppressing free speech. Now, a lot of people were very angry and the comments flooded Twitter with people taking a major swipe at the governor. They said, "Disappointing that as a governor he is wasting his time being a spokesperson for them and highlighting that they have done great work. What great work is that? On the other hand, he didn't use her title, so we have that. Someone offered a donation," joked another person. "He pushes his own administration under the bus while he could just have said no comment." Again, the fact he used a planned press conference to talk about Meghan and Harry's charity not being compliant, like that's the number one issue when his state is literally in the toilet. So what do y'all think about Gavin Newsom coming to the defense of Harry and Meghan during a press conference? Do you think that Harry and Meghan and them have something planned in the works? Leave me your comments, guys, down below.